I feel like it's the Timbers game like last night. We just had like a weather delay for like a very long time, but we are
Yeah.
here.
We
We have made it.
we gave it a valiant effort for a 5 o'clock start, but technical difficulties happened.
You know what? Thank goodness we started at 5 o'clock, because if we would have started at 5:30, we would have been working on this until 3 a.m. But welcome to episode 61 of Prep Talk Live. I'm Casey with Cascadia Dispatch. Joining me remotely, as always, is Tup the Urban Prepper. What is going on, Tup? How are things?
Yeah, this
How
is
are you
my
doing?
1-800 call Tup tech support for prepping services. I have my telemarketer headset on, but yeah, I'm doing good.
Is this how you've come to let us all know that we have something to do with our car's warranty?
Yes, yeah,
Or something like that?
Yes, I'd like to talk to you about the extended warranty
The
program.
car's extended warranty?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
I'm doing good though. How are you enjoying? How was your 4th of July?
4th of July was wonderful. Thank you for asking. I'd love to tell you. It was great. I was going to take a picture because I got one of those like America tuxedo t-shirts.
Oh,
That's
nice.
like the red, white, and blue. And I think you have one that looks kind of similar. I think there are some pictures. So I was going to take a picture and send it to you. But we were just not in spots where I was thinking about the photo and it made sense to take a photo at any point during yesterday. So I almost wore it on the stream tonight.
That would have been pretty festive.
But I feel like then we would have been really close to like 95% awesome. And I feel like that would have been too much. I feel like we really just like, I got the lighting pretty well good tonight. And so I feel like that was kind of the upgrade. And if I would have done the shirt too, it would have been too much. And
yeah, you don't want to go, you can't go full awesomeness. You have to go 90%.
Exactly. It would have been a thing. How about you? How was your 4th of July?
It's good. I had a festive outfit. Every year I wear a festive outfit. I get to bust out one of my mullets, and I wear the mullet with and I know we just had yesterday we did a barbecue, and we did barbecue and some adult beverages, and we're just hanging out with family and friends. And then the day before we did went to a fireworks show, and that was pretty fun for sure. So.
Okay, so I have a couple questions about 4th of July things.
Yes.
So first one on 4th of July is, do you feel like when it comes to fireworks, and I don't know, I know Washington has different laws, Oregon, like most of Portland and the surrounding suburbs actually have outlawed fireworks of any kind. Yeah. Our city actually is like the only one that allows some fireworks, but like all of Oregon outlaws anything that goes like above 6 feet or something unless you have a permit and everything else. But I've often thought like sparklers, and some of those sorts of things of kind of getting extras in case like for like signaling purposes or something like that. Kind of like cheaper than flares. Like you would use them more, so like you can use the sparklers over time so they don't just kind of rot. So it's kind of like a prepper pantry plan, but like with sparklers and smoke, like the smoke. I don't want to say the B word because I don't want to get us demonetized, but like the smoke setter offers, and some of those sorts of things that like those could be interesting signaling devices. What do you think?
Well, I think it's a pretty good idea. I don't. We kind of have similar laws here, but I don't think people follow them at all. They just everyone just goes all out. They had there's fireworks going off all over the place. We don't actually buy them ourselves. We just watch the big shows and we let other people buy them. And but I think it's a good idea. I have the marine flares like for like the safety for lifeboats and for marine signal flares, just because I feel like they're probably. I could trust them a little bit more, but I think it's a good idea though. I'm trying to think which one would be like some kind of Roman candle type thing would be kind of cool if you could shoot those out. But
like a Roman candle thing I think would be good. Roman candles are outlawed in our area.
Are those no longer?
Because shoot.
Did I date myself?
Well, no, because they shoot more than 6 feet. So they're probably allowed in a lot of places. They're just not allowed in Oregon. I would like to tell that to the family that as we were pulling in to our neighborhood last night, shot 4 Roman candles actually at our car as we were driving by. I had some different things that I was going to say, but the kids were in the car and it was late. Um, but yeah, I feel like Roman candles would be good. I feel like some of the ones that are like the fountains that
Yeah,
like
yeah.
shoot sparks up in the air. Like if you could get it like on a, I mean, you don't want to put it on a roof because you don't want to burn the roof down, like the house down or the structure down. But like some way of using them, I've always thought that like okay, that could be an interesting.
That's why I think it's yeah, it's definitely interesting. Like you could do the smoke things would be kind of,
Yeah,
go full on Batman style for that.
exactly.
You could do it for like a signal flare type thing, which is bright lights, or if you had the Roman candle, we used to get in Roman candle fights. I remember that's back in the day when we were kids. But uh, uh, I remember when we were growing up, if you were driving around the 4th of July and you had your windows down, other punk kids with like teenagers would light a little explosive one and chuck it in your car window and scare you like that. That was
It
a
sounds
thing.
like you grew up in a rough neighborhood.
It's kind of rough.
Yeah,
That's why
that's what created the edge.
that's why I
The
look so rough
perfect
and
edge.
have this edge on about me with on the
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah, but yeah, I think I'd have to think about that a little bit more. I just don't know like if your life depended on it, could I rely on it? I would probably choose one of the marine things still, just because of that.
yeah.
Like, because they have to meet a certain standard of it. And by the way, we do have Amy Fresh is here in the chat room. So
Oh yeah, we have Amy Freshman,
Amy
Pony
Fresh is
Girl.
here.
We have Chuck. We have a whole.
I like how they Chuck
The
and
chat was
Pony
going
they just talk with or without us. So we're just kind of
exactly. We, we are just accessories to
yeah.
our own podcast. Is really what it
I think
is.
they mute us, and
Yeah,
we're just kind of eye candy now.
exactly. We just
Yeah.
create a chat room that they can talk
Yeah.
in, and then
And
like if we show up, great.
we comment on what they're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, they're late again. Okay, fine. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
let them do that anyway. We're talking about other things. Yeah, because I was thinking the smoke thing would also be an interesting one, especially like at night if you were trying to create like some diversions or something, and like
Yeah.
the piccolo peats, I think is what they're called or whatever. The
We call
super
them
high pitched.
whistling Pete's.
Yes. Because they just make this super high pitched sound
That's a good idea.
that like I don't know that you could replicate with a whistle. Like I feel like it's probably louder
Yeah,
than a
they are
whistle.
louder.
Maybe I just have dainty sensitive ears, but it feels like
Yeah,
that is the thing.
I think these are all good ideas. And of course, 4th of July, you want to. Normally, we try to wet our grass before because uh, you need a toothpick for the candy. Do I have something in my teeth? I don't know.
Yeah, Pony
Yeah,
Girl's providing all kinds of like she's like the off stage, like wipe your faces,
you
boys,
need a
and
toothpick for the eye candy.
you need
Okay.
a toothpick. Yeah, we're eye
Now I'm worried I
candy.
have something in my teeth.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, exactly. It's probably that you're eye candy, and
Oh,
that's what we're going with.
it's like kind of like the Razor Ramon look type of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, so I think Pony Girl's always been a big Razor Ramon fan. So,
yeah. Chuck also is in agreement that they have their own show.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we're really just
I saw all sorts of fires like when I was driving to work today. All these like burnt areas of the grass and stuff because it's all dry. Everyone's shooting fireworks off, and most people probably don't have their fire preps ready to go like we do. So
yeah, exactly. They don't have their fire extinguishers. They don't have the hoses. I saw a thing. I think it was on Shark Tank the other day that I was like, "This is super cool," but we don't have a pool, so like,
mm.
it wouldn't work for us. But like, I love the idea. And it was a fire hose that you attach to a pool pump, and it was for people in wildfire areas, specifically like California, but it would work anywhere. And the idea was you attach it to your pool pump, and then it takes the water out of your pool and uses it to either wet down your entire house or
Oh,
fight some sort of a wildfire sort of a situation, and utilize all of that water with the force that your pool pump would have, as opposed to like if you just had like a garden hose.
that's a good idea. Yeah, I didn't. I saw a video. I think it was on TikTok or something where I didn't know that it like emergency responders when there's a wildfire, they could technically steal your pool water and use it. They could grapple down and grab your pool water and
Well,
bring it to the fire. Did you know? Maybe I'm just behind
I
it.
did not.
Yeah, but because there's like it's legal for them to do that, but then they have to replenish it, so they have to bring back the water when it's all said and done, type thing.
It's just like the mud from wherever they dropped the
Yeah,
water. It's like, here's the dirt and your water is in it, and here you go back. Enjoy that.
yeah. I was watching a show. Speaking of Shark Tank, I was watching Shark Tank last night with the fam, and there was this. Someone had this invention for a pool. It was called a pickup pool. So they had like a liner for the pickup of your truck that you
Oh,
make a pool. You could have a little kiddie pool, kind of like that's lined in your truck. And then
yeah,
as a prepper, I'm immediately thinking, oh, that's kind of like those the water bob or the things that you put
yeah.
in your bathtub. So man, you could go full on, water bob for your pickup truck if you have a pickup truck. But I'm not sure how big the market is for that. So
Well, and I mean, if you think about it, you could put a water bob, sort of whatever that is, in the back of your truck.
yeah,
And if you had like
probably
a
have six of them
canopy,
back there.
yeah, if you had a canopy or a rack or something, then okay, you could, as you're leaving,
Hmm.
you could have an entire essentially bed of your pickup truck full of water, and then a platform, and still have whatever gear and everything on top of that. You wouldn't need to worry about aquatainers or 5-gallon jugs or any of that sort of thing.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool because I don't know if you're supposed to drive with a pickup tub in your back, but technically, if it supported the weight, I guess you
Mhm.
technically could transport it to different spots if you needed some water. So I don't,
Yeah, I'd be a
that's
little worried about the sloshing effect, just
yeah,
with the weight and like trying to make turns
that's true.
and that
If
much.
it's open, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, even if it's not open, but if it's covered, but if there's a gap so the water has room to shift, if it's not like totally full, I think
yeah.
that could be an
Yeah,
interesting
every
thing.
time I think preppers look at different things or watch we're looking with that prepper lens and seeing how it could be used for some kind of preparedness thing. Well, Tup
Yeah.
dreams big. Casey really goes with this idea and runs. Yeah, there's a lot of brainstorming that happens in here.
Exactly.
This is kind of the prepper think tank. It's a
What we really like to do is just join your all's chat and
yeah,
then brainstorm
yeah.
in the middle of it.
We get all the
It's a
ideas from Chuck and from
exactly.
Boy
It's
Girl.
just a fantastic scene and setting to really inspire us with new ideas to then take away and go do other things with.
Is spray
Um,
foam for wildfire protection a real thing? Uh, I don't know. I've never heard of that. I know some people. I know the people that are in wildfire territory, the country. They have like sprinklers on their roof, and they do some protection like that. I don't know about
yeah,
spray foam though.
I guess I would wonder, like, are you talking like insulation foam, or are you talking about like, because there is firefighting foam for like if you're like if a plane is going to hit on a runway or something, and they're trying to foam the runway to make it so there's no
Mhm.
flame or that sort of thing. I've heard of that. Um, and I think they use it in some buildings, like if they're trying to do certain things. Um, but I don't know if it would be like if that's what you're talking about, Amy,
Yeah,
or if you're talking about like the spray foam insulation sort of stuff.
yeah. I'm
Which
not
I
sure.
can just with the little red straw that comes with the spray foam insulation,
That
you're
take a
just lighting
long
a
time.
fire. It's just
Yeah,
shh.
that take a long
Like,
time.
um, so she's talking about firefighting foam.
A firefighting film that you was
Yeah,
spraying over your. I'd be curious to check it out. That'd be a fun video.
yeah.
What's the one stuff that Mr. Beast uses the
Oh, the it's
elephant
not
snot or something like that?
devil foam or
Elephant foam, is that
yeah, it's
something like that?
dragon foam or something. It's yeah, it's there is a name for it,
My
and
son
it's
likes watching all those videos, and I can't stand them.
yes.
To drive me bonkers. Like,
Like, how many times can we watch you pour chemicals together and explode them out in rainbow colors?
it's just I don't know. Find a lot of it's just like dumping money away for entertainment. Like there's
Yes.
I don't like yeah, I don't like those
Look,
things.
Tup, not all of us have the millions of followers that you have. We're just all trying to
Jesus.
get some eyeballs. And if it requires foam or Legos, we do what we can.
Yeah.
You know, Mr. Beast started a whole burger chain just trying to get a few more followers than Tup. That's what really is happening. That's where
That must be
Feastables
what's going on.
and Mr. Beast Burger came from. So another thing that came out today that I
Mhm.
was thinking about that would be interesting to chat about is the new Threads app. It apparently just came out today.
Threads
Um,
app.
it's Facebook's answer to Twitter. but they're gonna like run it through Instagram, and it's gonna connect to other uh, chat programs like Mastodon and a couple of
Mm.
others. So whereas like Twitter has always been like Twitter, I guess the idea for this one is that you could be on other networks and connect your account some way and feed information in and do that sort of thing.
Huh.
I know very little. I heard about it like an hour and a half ago, and I have downloaded it and connected my account, and that's about it.
I don't know anything about it. I'm gonna look
Yeah,
it up while we're talking. So.
it looks remarkably like Truth Social.
Okay.
As far as like the layout when you're making a post looks almost identical
So
to
it's like a
that layout.
multi-broadcast to multiple chat
Kind
pieces.
of, yeah, but it's a text only,
Okay.
or it's text based, and it utilizes your existing, um, all of your existing Facebook and Instagram profile information. So you can either have a brand new account, or you can just basically like add this feature to your existing stuff. And I know that there's a lot of people that
Mhm.
don't enjoy social media and don't enjoy the data and all. I get that; it's fine.
So it's
But it
like
was
Slack.
interesting to me.
It's like Slack then.
Yeah, it was interesting to me that it just came out, and it's kind of like, okay, as Twitter is doing its own thing, and there's been kind of this interesting mix of like Truth Social and Mastodon, and there's Sky Blue that's supposed to happen at some point, and whatever.
Mhm.
Like, there's all these people that are trying to compete with Twitter. Um, if this is something that that it's worth, I think it's worth at least
I
exploring.
might have to look into it. I
Yeah,
learned something. I always learn something new whenever we talk, and so
I
uh,
do what I can for you.
yeah, you do. And I'll do my research and then
Okay,
get back with you. So
yeah, I'm interested too because I feel like Twitter is just a kind of an interesting uh like I get some information from it, but I don't like I follow a lot of people, but it only seems like I see like information from like 10 or 20 of them
mhm.
at any given time. And I don't know if it's just because people are inactive on it or because of the way that the new Twitter algorithm is working. Um, but I'm interested to see if this is a different algorithm some way or
Yeah, yeah.
gets more people involved.
Yeah, I kind of sometimes I miss the old school days where it was just sequential. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't curated. Like as soon as someone posted, that's what you got, and you said if you subscribe to them, that was like the old school way of doing it. Yeah, I do Twitter for like a lot of news stuff. Like if I want to catch like figure out what the latest and greatest that people are talking about. The one that my wife really the one it's awesome from what I don't have it, but it's what it's called the Citizens app, I think, where she
I
gets
have not
latest and
heard of it.
greatest news, like local news. So like if something's happening
Oh,
locally, it's called the Citizens app, and she goes there and she'll find out like local specific stuff like hey what's going on over here on this street at these apartments or something. Oh yeah, the citizens are all posted on there. It's she gets she's almost she's like the oracle for some of those that type of information. She seems to know quicker than what I could get from Twitter or from any website to news website.
that is really interesting. Is it kind of like do you guys have Nextdoor?
We have Nextdoor too, but
Okay.
it's I guess it's similar to that, but it's for like, hey, there's a fire going, or there's a shooting that happened, or so all sorts of like stuff, like usually bad stuff. That's what they
Yeah.
post more on. So
That is really interesting. Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna check that
now
out.
I probably have to install that now. So
Yeah, yeah. Now we're all just installing everything, which is just great. Because I feel like, again, like I am aware that like my data is being captured places and stored places and all that sort of
yeah,
stuff.
that's the one
I
thing I
am,
don't that one that you're talking about because that's a Facebook one. I don't.
yeah. Um, I am not personally like afraid though that like Facebook is going to do something like with my stuff. Like I just don't know what they're going to do with it.
This this is Citizen.
Okay. But I feel like there is some advantage in with Facebook, Twitter, Citizen, Nextdoor, something just like from a just security, like what's happening, like understanding like what's going on in your neighborhood, what's going around in the surrounding areas, and that sort of stuff. Like reconnaissance sort of
Mhm.
information about your area. I feel like there is some value in that.
It's cool, yeah. check out the Citizen app, and I'll check that out as well. I'll also check
Okay,
out the Facebook one. We'll check in with each other again in a
I feel
week or
like
so.
that's
We'll
great.
do some research. I
Yeah.
think I kind of feel like if the internet was down, it'd be kind of cool if they one of these apps like was allowed for like some kind of mesh networking, so you could network with your
Yes.
area that way. It would be so for us preppers who are always thinking about grid down scenarios. That would be
All right. So if only we knew some technical architecture people who could put together an app
hmm.
that could do that.
And then has time. Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually I have a friend who runs an agency, and he develops a lot of apps and all kinds of other stuff. And he gets interns from certain like coding schools and stuff around the area and trains them on client work and that sort of stuff. And so he's always said, hey, if you guys come up with interesting projects or something that would be like a real world thing, like we should
Yeah.
talk about maybe doing something like that. So
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I know app development. There's a lot of work involved. So
yeah, it's although I did it my other in a previous life, I did actually make an app, kind of like it was like an Adobe, like Adobe had a plugin for their kind of website architecture stuff, and it made you like you could just like hit a button and it kind of created an app for you like
cool.
instantly, which was very cool. But anyway, has nothing to do with prepping.
Yeah.
Has everything to do with just a fun thing. All right, so where were we? Mesh networks,
We're talking about mesh networks. We're talking about real
fireworks.
time, like social
Yeah, exactly.
interaction, news type stuff. We're talking about my wife has a good beat on what's going on and locally.
I just love the pause there. It was like we're
Yeah.
talking about mesh networks, or talking about my wife. Added her beat on. It's,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
We kind of go all over the place. We brainstorm. We have come up with ideas, and they always require time and effort. And
They do, they do. So they never happen, which is
Yeah.
a thing. Um,
I'm gonna be going down to your neck of the woods in a
You
couple
are.
days. I'm gonna be passing you by you. I'm gonna go down, and when I see Portland, then I'm gonna go. Woo,
Exactly. I'm gonna wave, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna be like, "Yeah,
you
go
and
that
Bernie
way."
will
Yep,
send off
exactly.
your
We'll,
Roman candles. Will be shooting off.
we'll make signs and hold them on the overpass.
Yes.
Run, Tup, run, sort of a thing.
Honk if you're Trump. If
Yeah.
you're Tup.
I believe Bernie and we both set in our referral application, so
Yeah.
you guys should be able to come into the state without a problem.
Okay, I always get worried if I don't go through put the TPS
Yeah,
cover
exactly.
letter on. It's
Yeah.
tough to get in there.
It's not a good situation.
There's some good restaurants I like going down there. So yeah, I'll talk to corporate.
Yeah, you let me know. Yeah, what's going on.
And then you're gonna be up in town when I come
Exactly.
back. So we're gonna finally get some updated photo. We'll do like a photo shoot and stuff. And
We should do. We'll do like a whole photo shoot. All right, we're gonna make a whole list. It's gonna be a great thing.
I'm already planning out your date night with your wife and everything. So
Yeah, exactly. I think she heard the stuffed pork chop and she was all about it. So I was like,
that's Death Romeo. That's Death Romeo.
all right, Amy has an actual question.
Oh, it's she's prepping.
Yeah. Amy, we're so glad that you made it to the podcast. This is fantastic. So garden updates. Top, do you want to go first?
Well, my wife has taken over the garden operation at the home base, and our whole patio is just filled with plants and bushes. She tells me not to touch them, and basically I just move stuff for her now. She the other day I was making a pasta, and I it required basil, and I was trying to find basil at Whole Foods and different places, and there was like they sell like those live basil plants, and they're super expensive. So that's what I bought. She's like, why'd you do that? I have like, and so then she showed me all her basil leaves. She had just tons of them, and I can't believe I spent money on it at the store. So we're basil rich right now. So
she has like the whole back 40
yes
of the Tup compound is all
it's great. Yeah, it was crazy. She's her peppers are going well. Those are growing. The potatoes are. We don't do anything with the potatoes. We totally neglect and we don't feed them. We don't take care of them, and they keep growing. So I'm starting to like that. But they are still tiny potatoes.
Are we talking about potatoes still, or your children? I feel like we really need to specify this because if someone comes in here, that would just be bad.
I have no idea why she's growing Carolina Reapers because we couldn't eat the last peppers that she had, but now she wants to go full on.
For defense, if
Yes,
they're defensive peppers.
yeah, yeah. I
Which,
told her she should start making like a pepper spray, and she could call it prepper spray. Would be kind of cool. So,
oh my goodness, that is
boom.
fantastic.
That's good.
Artisanal, and it's very like Seattle area,
Yeah,
like
it's like
artisanal,
organic,
handmade.
non-GMO.
Yeah,
Prepper
exactly.
spray.
Riot spray. That's what you need right there.
Yeah.
Okay, that someone's gonna make that now, and so the question is, you or not?
Yeah, so that's going good. Let's see. Everything's is growing according to plan right now, so we're doing pretty good. How
Excellent.
about you?
Excellent. Ours is going all right. We kind of cleaned up all of the stuff. Like we've been in this kind of, I think over the last couple of years, it's kind of like a lot of projects got like half done.
Mhm.
And then we were building the office and we were doing all that stuff. And we finally had some time to really kind of get everything cleaned up and get it like all of the half done projects done and that sort of stuff. So very, very good. We just got some new irrigation lines put in, which is funny because I mean it's not like we have like a field or anything, but like we had somebody come out and help figure out the sprinkler system. I like to automate everything as much as possible because it gives it the best chance of survival, and I feel like that's important. But yeah, we've got the herbs are going really well. I'm trying some different positioning of plants because we move things and put the office up and move the chicken coop and all this kind of stuff. The planter bins and everything are in different spots, and some of the sunlight is a little different. So I'm kind of experimenting with putting tomatoes in different spots and putting basil in different spots.
Yeah.
I actually saw a thing about basil repelling a lot of pests, and so people almost make like a perimeter out of basil in their yard. They just put tons of basil and it just lines the yard to basically keep pests from like the airspace of your yard. Nice. So I kind of considered that. I haven't done it yet, but I've considered it. I do it with yellow jackets because I hate those, and they don't, for as far as I know, serve a purpose. So we have like a wall of yellow jacket traps all around the house just to like make sure that they don't come from the wetlands into our yard. But we've got the tomato plants are doing really well. Our peppers are doing well. I just planted a bunch of like carrots and radishes and lettuce, the kind of like quick growing, low lying shady crops in another area of the yard. So we're going to see how that goes. Mm-hmm. So, yeah,
we there in our neighborhood we have like people that they grow like one primary, like we have the onion guy, and then we have someone that grow apples, and then we have this old lady that grows the blackberries and blueberries, and we're kind of like the Carolina Reaper,
the Carolina Reaper
basil house, I guess.
That's like saying like there's somebody who makes bread, and there's someone who makes milk, and there's someone who makes water, and then there's someone who makes like rigatoni pasta that's like baked and all of the things. You're like, wait, what? And how is that? It's very fancy.
Yeah. That's all. If someone was asking about, Amy Fresh was asking, are we drying and storing the excess basil? I'm going to have to talk to Mrs. Tupp on that one. But she kicked me out of the operation. Yeah. So I know as much as what you do, Amy Fresh, on that. So.
And my goal this year is to not be overly precious with our garden abundance. Because we don't it's a backyard garden. We don't have, it's not like we make a ton of stuff. But I am one of those people that's always like, oh, well, I'm going to wait until there's a little bit more and then we'll use it for something. And then it goes bad in that time and then we don't use it at all. So
sometimes I have guilt when I like destroy, like I eat this thing that you grew, and like for some reason the lettuce, I'm a sympathetic lettuce harvester. So.
Yeah, there's something like lettuce and like herbs. I always screw up the herbs and let those bolt. Asparagus. We actually had asparagus this year that we could eat, and nice. I missed all of the stalks that we could eat, so they have all ferned up. And that's one of the experiments this year is the asparagus kind of ferned up and made like a fence, so it's kind of like a shade for a bunch of the vegetables that I planted behind him. So I'm
Hmm.
kind of seeing like if that helps with kind of the partial shade, like cauliflower, broccoli, some of that sort of stuff that always tends to not do as well as I'd like it to. If we can actually make it do better with a little bit of shade.
Yeah, we're still having some deer battles. Like the deer have we planted some blueberries 3 years ago. We were told, hey, by year three you'll start getting, it'll start harvesting, and that's a, and then the deer came and just obliterated all of them. So it's like, so we're having some, so we're gonna have some venison eventually, I think. So
You're gonna have
uh,
some venison eventually.
yeah, like I'll get them with the Roman candle. I'll get those.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah,
That seems like a
yeah.
great plan.
You kill my blueberries, I kill you. No.
Yeah.
uh,
Oh my god! Yeah, the
yeah.
blueberries though are fantastic. We have those everywhere. We've like replanted probably half of our yard. We took the bushes out and replaced them with blueberry bushes now,
Yeah.
and we get a ton of blueberries, which is fantastic. I love blueberries. So.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome. So
Yeah,
I was going to say something else about vegetable stuff, and now I forgot. Yeah. I'll send another update when we're going out of town. Like we have to hire someone to come and water every single plant, and my wife has like 200 potted plants around the place, so it's a big operation for someone. So.
have you considered sinking hundreds of dollars into someone to just put the sprinkler system together for you so you don't have to worry about it? So
Yeah,
you could spend hundreds of dollars making a garden that you then eat maybe a zucchini out of every year? Because I
yeah,
think that's a fantastic idea.
yeah. It's not cheaper
Yeah.
to grow your own food anymore.
No,
It's like
no,
it's
it's
so
a
much more expensive. Yeah, no, we're hiring a friend in the neighborhood, and she looks for part time stuff like that. So
yeah, um, yeah.
and
That's a
my
good.
wife likes watering it. It's like therapeutic. It's like her yoga when she goes out there and waters and takes care of it. She doesn't want to have like a, she has like a slow drip system that's for her roses, but all like the
Mm-hmm.
vegetable stuff is all that's hand watered.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good.
And
Chuck's
it's
offering to send us
oh,
blueberry muffins.
there
That's
we go.
very sweet.
There
I
we go.
appreciate that. It doesn't
I
look
know
like he is, but we know he's bringing it up because he
I
would
know,
like to
like
send us
on
blueberry muffins.
Twitch, like there's a thing where like when people are watching a Twitch live stream, they people could order you food from a place and then they have it delivered like through Uber Eats or something, or and then you're eating the food during the stream. But we haven't really capitalized
Okay.
on that. But if they did that for preppers, like what would they send Mountain House to us or something? There should be like an Uber Eats for preppers, like
It's just go to the grocery store and sending spam
yeah,
and
beef
all of that.
spam and like some
Yeah.
dehydrated mac and cheese or some like MREs come through Uber Eats.
Here's the deal. I feel like if Twitch is doing a thing where you can like actually send food or whatever, and
Yeah,
our niche is to send us Mountain House, I feel like we may have picked the wrong niche. I
yeah.
feel like maybe it's time for us to go back to playing Fortnite or something and
Okay.
get like some dominoes or something that's just a little more fun and exciting
It-
than
Well,
Mountain House.
speaking of yellow jackets, I don't know on TikTok, I keep seeing these videos of these people like
Mm-hmm.
uh they put gasoline in like a cup and then they put the cup on like the yellow jacket nest when it's on the roof, and so and then
Is
they
that what they're doing?
that's yeah, they stick it up there, and so they're and then the yellow jackets come flying out, and then they land in the gasoline, then they're gone, and they all do it, and then he just wipes them out.
Okay. I saw a guy with a cup on the ceiling doing something the other day, and I
Yeah,
couldn't tell what he was doing.
that's what he's doing. It's gasoline inside of a cup, and then it's for yellow jackets.
Wow.
I don't know.
Um,
For normally I would say it's me, but those yellow jackets are they're punk
yeah,
ass. They deserve it.
they are just
They have no
jerks.
purpose. They're grumpy.
They're angry. They
Yeah,
get in my food. They get in our space. I
yeah,
don't like them. Yeah, they bother the lovely little honeybees and
yeah,
all of our mason bees and everything. So yeah, I'm fine with them
yeah.
being
So
long gone.
yeah,
Um, yeah, that's a. I did not realize gasoline.
it's
There's a
gasoline
part of me that just in like there's a cup with gasoline. Like there's still just only a little bit of plastic protecting my hand
from
from
yeah.
an entire nest of yellow
Yeah,
jackets.
I'm wondering if that's the
Mad yellow
can you do
jackets.
something different? I don't know, but they seem to die instantly when they
I
go
feel
over
like
there.
what I would want is one of those like the Gatorade tubs like at the
Yeah,
Super Bowl and stuff, where they like dump the Gatorade on the coaches, the big orange
yeah.
coolers. I feel like I would want maybe that
You
with
have to have a
like,
perfect seal. Like you can't have any crack in it because then they're going to get out of there at you. So
yeah, that's a problem.
yeah,
Yeah, the whole thing makes me. That's yeah. We have a bee guy,
yeah.
and we call the bee guy, and the bee guy comes out and he deals with all of our bee problems. Because I don't like bees.
Yeah.
It's not a thing for me.
I've also seen it where they do like they have like a flamethrower that they shoot the yellow jacket nest and they're coming out and then a big flame gets them. So, and again, I don't feel sorry for them.
Yeah, you watch a very different version of TikTok than I
My
do, but
TikTok algorithm is it's fine tuned to
it
like
really is.
yeah,
I got the yellow jacket spray that shoots like 20 feet.
yeah.
Um,
I get worried on that one for sure.
no, it works real well.
It
It
does, but
was.
it's yeah. I'm worried I'm gonna miss or something, and they'll come after me, and they're mad at me. And
Oh yeah, you just drown them. They're it's
yeah,
kind of like an instant sort of a thing. But
yeah.
like I also did it like peeking out of our like sliding door, and
Oh,
I
okay.
would
So you have
like
some
lean
cover.
out, shoot it, and then like dump back in and like wait and just see what happened. Um
You're kind of you're a camper. You're
yeah, yeah, exactly. No, coward. It's coward
no
is the word you're
camper
looking
on
for.
video games. We call it a yeah, you're
Yeah,
camping,
yeah, no,
just
absolutely. That's
sniping,
what it
sniping
is.
them from a distance.
Yeah, yeah.
We would always do it at
Um
night too. That we'd wait for like midnight, and then we get them because figure they're sleeping.
they're sleeping. Do Yellow Jackets sleep, or they just plot their
And
revenge?
they're like, okay, tomorrow we're going after Casey here.
Yeah, that.
My wife's been she has her mason bees, so she's very pro bee,
Mhm.
and she likes the honeybees and the mason bees and all of them. Those mason bees have kind of like sad lives. They live to
To
make
pollinate.
yeah, well not even they have to pollinate to get like they make their little cocoon things in these
Yep.
holes, then they die, and then like their future all of them are dead except for like these little cocoons, and then they hatch, down in the next spring, and that's their whole mission purpose in life is that. And I think it's mainly the guys are just hooking up with the girls and then they die, and then the
Yep.
girls do all the
All
work,
the
the
work.
girl bees, they
Yep.
do all the work, set it all up, and then they die, and then it's just the kids are on their own until
Yeah.
next year, and then they come out, and then when they come out they're full grown adults, and then it just repeats the cycle. So
Yeah, exactly. It is a very sad.
it's kind of rough.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We have mason bees, and then we also have the leaf cutter bees,
Hmm.
which are like tiny versions of the mason bees.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm feeling the empathy with your wife on all of the pollinators and the stuff. Do you guys do the leaf cutter bees too, or do you just do
Yeah,
the
we
mason
do.
bees?
Yeah, we do leaf cutters too. She's
Yeah,
again, she's real pro bee, but and
she's
sometimes
got all the bees.
she special orders these bee I forget what they're called, but it looks like seeds or something, but they come in these tubes that we get in the mail, and I always love pulling pranks on her where I I'll when I know that she's like, hey, I'm getting a bee order that's coming in the mail, like let me know when it comes. So I'll sneak in there, and I'll put like a phone in there, and I'll get a bee out, like I'll get a YouTube video that plays bee sounds, and so put it in there, so she opens it up and it sounds like bees. And then she goes screaming. It's pretty fun. Then I
I
sleep.
feel like we
Then I
figured.
sleep on the couch. Then I sleep.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like we figured out why it is that we don't have any time to do any of our good ideas, because
The
we're
pranking.
trying to
Yeah, yeah,
prank your wife, and
yeah.
yeah, and that's a whole thing. Yeah, um, yeah. The bee tubes are an interesting. Like when you get the cocoons, and you have to.
Yeah, and we keep
Yeah.
them in the refrigerator, like it's like next to
Yeah.
like the pickles and ketchup, and then there's a bee tube in there.
You don't want to put that seasoning on anything. That's
Yeah,
just
no,
that's
it's
a different sort of a thing. That's not
yeah.
good. Oh my goodness. All
So we
right.
have
Well,
extra long stingers. Yeah, the learning channel. Yeah,
yeah, yellow jackets, they may have extra long ones. The mason bees and the
they are.
yellow and the leaf cutter bees, actually, I don't think have like any stinger at all. Like they are like
Yeah, no,
little
they're
happy go
defensive
lucky
ones. Yeah, they're
bees.
yeah. Whatever happened to those big humongous bees that are like from
Oh,
those big
murder
honkers?
hornets.
Yeah, murder hornets.
Yeah, those are a whole different thing. I don't know. They were in Washington. I think maybe they were like hanging out in some tree out by Washington State University or
Yeah,
whatever.
for a while everyone was talking
Which
about them. Then I haven't heard. I've never seen one, and haven't heard
I've
much
not
about them
wanted
lately.
to see one.
No,
They're murder hornets, and
yeah,
I
it's kind of a
would,
rough name for them. I mean, that's
yeah,
you're starting off like on the wrong foot with me.
yeah. No, they're awful.
Yeah,
They're just bad. I don't know. I was watching one where they were like they found a nest in a tree, and they basically like saran wrapped the entire tree, and then they cut the tree down to make sure that they had captured all of the bees in the tree, and then they took it, and then I don't know what they did either. They fumigated the tree or whatever they did to get all the hornets. But
yeah.
um,
Yeah, and one of the ones, another TikTok one that those freaking the praying mantis, they catch those murder hornets. I don't know if you've ever seen them. Those praying mantises are nasty, nasty
wait,
creatures.
praying mantises will kill a murder hornet?
Yeah, they lock them up and they just eat them alive. Like they eat
Oh
the
my.
whole. And I don't feel bad for those guys because those are mean bees too. But yeah, the man, if there was like a a praying mantis that was like giraffe size, it would just destroy. It would take over the world because those things are so strong.
Yeah, I love the. Have you seen the ones with the bees, like the honeybees in Asia, where
Yeah, they pounce it and then they
they
flap their wings and they
cook
overheat
it?
it. They cook it.
Yeah. Oh God, they're savage. Those bees.
So yeah, nature is just unforgiving and just savage. And
Exactly. You know what? You know why? It's because I think the bees don't have air conditioning. I feel
yes,
like if bees had air conditioning, wouldn't be so angry. I mean, it's
those,
like
we need
98
those
degrees
bees, though.
outside right now.
Yeah,
It's super hot. If I was a bee, I would be irritated.
yeah,
Um,
it's. I feel R.I.P. to all the bees that have been working
right?
all spring and summer to for the next generation, and hopefully the next gen's better off than the previous one, and
Yeah.
they do a good job. So they
Pony Girl has baby mantises.
man, good thing. Yeah,
Just an
again,
army of
if there
them.
are some 10-foot baby mantises, like we'd be in big trouble. That's people should prep for that. I think. So,
Yeah.
I don't know what you would do. I think you'd be done because they're so strong.
Murder hornets have scouts that warn the enemy to back off before attack.
Wow.
So I have questions because I thought at first it was a scent, and I was like, "Oh, that's really interesting that like people that other animals would know what that scent was." So like they send out like other murder hornets to like let other people like, but they're still murder hornets. Like it's not like I guess I would need to
Yeah.
know like,
Yeah, I
do
don't
the
know.
scouts have like little revolutionary drums or something, and they're
Yeah,
like,
is it like a
murder hornets are
Battle
coming.
of the Bastards where they have like the leaders of the armies come and they talk at it, hey, my army's coming. I have
Yeah,
6,000 bees. I have
exactly.
3,000 and you just bend the knee and we'll let you live. I don't know how that
Exactly.
works.
Yeah, but they're murder hornets,
Yeah.
so they're just awful.
Yeah.
Um,
Murder Hornets it's a rough name, but it sounds like it's I don't know who I dislike worse, the Yellow Jackets or Murder Hornets, but probably the Murder
murder
Hornets.
hornets, because
They
murder
don't
hornets
belong
actually
here.
will take out people.
Yeah.
But yellow jackets are not
They're
good.
just
But
yeah, they're just
murder hornets will actually take out a person.
and
Um,
and just so everyone is clear, all of this has everything to do with prepping that we're
well,
talking
you've
about
got
here.
to be aware of what to do
Yeah,
with them. It's about protecting your area.
yeah,
Yeah, it's all those things.
yeah.
Um,
So we have when we do our home garden and stuff, we want to have some pollen. My wife loves flowers and stuff, so we get the pollinators to get the bees, and I think it's good for all the vegetable stuff too. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no,
yeah,
the
yeah,
flowers and things are awesome.
we brought it full circle. We got it
We
back.
did. We brought it around. We brought it
We got it.
around.
Yeah. We're because
Uh,
that's why we're kind of professionals now.
we are just on the spot. We are
Yeah.
fantastic. We're ready for the podcast Hall of Fame. Is what we are already.
Okay,
All
now
right.
the scouts rest in a certain places around the hive. Then, if you get too close, they send a scent and then incoming on you. Wait, they have scouts to let, like, if you're coming towards their nest, is that what that means? Around the hive. Then, if you get too close, so they have lookout people.
They have lookout bees.
Oh man, these guys are shady.
Yeah, exactly. They need to.
That's
They need to
like drug dealers and stuff. Like we used to live in a neighborhood where they had lookout people and they had a certain whistling system that they would do to notify like when the cops were coming and stuff. It was these murder hornets are just bad news.
Yeah, it's they're not fun. They need to just go away. That's what I think.
Yeah, you're just again your lighting of your video looks just top notch today. It's
Thank you.
it's
Thank you.
really good. I don't know if the makeup departments you have new.
I was playing around with it, and so so I've got some new front lights. I killed the other lights.
Mhm.
I started trying to do some color stuff back here, and it seems to be working kind of, but we need to work on that a little bit. So we're making progress.
Okay.
I want to look just as good as your home studio.
Yeah, my home studio, man, it's been
your home studio
nicer.
looks amazing.
This one, I'm just all natural, so it's a
yeah.
I have the organic setup right now for
Finance Amy Fresh is apparently laughing at us. Kind of professional.
That's a new T-shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Not only is it a new T-shirt, I feel like kind of was an overstatement. Like really, it's just some guys. We're just all right. Well, it's after 6 o'clock.
Oh well, I gotta go home.
You are still at work, so you need to go home. I'm gonna go eat dinner. I'm going to prepare our house to repel yellow jackets and murder hornets. And then we'll meet back. Probably not next week because you're going to be traveling.
Yeah, well, when I drive by Portland, we'll get our Roman candles. We'll come to your place. We'll shoot Roman candles.
Exactly.
At your
That's
front
fantastic.
door.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then so probably next week I might jump on myself or whatever.
I might do a remote.
We'll text. We'll see.
I'll have my people contact your people.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Everyone keep their eyes open because, as you know, we are the least reliable podcast on the airwaves.
Well, we're not really a podcast. We're a host for a chat room.
That is true. We are the least.
Yeah, we just provide some kind of entertainment, and we do color commentary of their chats. This way.
Exactly. All right, everyone. Well, have a wonderful rest of your week, and we will talk to you either next week or the week after. Or feel free to join us on this new Threads thing or whatever we're gonna do, and we'll talk with you all soon. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.